out, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want. Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out. Whenever you see me, don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Break the signs. Every time let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. I do what I want.
Good morning. What's new, pussycat? Hello. Happy Monday. I know that's an oxymoron. I'm going to try and make it, well, hopefully a little happier. You're going to get to laugh. Welcome to Chili's. May I take your order, please? What? I don't know if fellatio is on 2-for-1 happy hour price. Let me check with the manager. I'll be right back. Oh my God. Some of you people who don't seem to be terribly wrapped tight upstairs, some of y'all just need to shut the fuck up. There comes a point when you zip your lips, stop talking, because you are not helping your case at all. And in the case of this one, just wow. I find Betty's outbursts about Betty's secret romantic life, undercover lovers, wow, what? It doesn't exactly make you look like a shining anything. But I'll save that for the actual video. We're gonna get there in a minute. Speaking of people who should just shut the fuck up, perhaps, and just staunch the bleeding, okay? Just cauterize it via your two lips and your tongue. I was just in Makeup Mobsters chat listening to several of the events over the weekend. And, I guess Laura is continuing on the path of, I apologize, it was 3 years ago. Sit the fuck down. And there's a lot of people on here who are far more disgusting and grimy than me. Yeah, I just to say that, it really doesn't surprise me. You know, oftentimes people who think that they're so much smarter than everybody else, and they think that the more they keep talking, like the more that we're all going to see it. Like, you know, I'm leading the way for all you that aren't as smart as me. Just keep listening. Wow, that's all I can say. Wow. And in the meantime, until it does stop, well, I mean, I don't want to call it entertainment because it's not, because it involved a child. But I don't know, it's everybody, sometimes you just really enjoy seeing someone get their comeuppance, whatever that may be. So that's where that is. And yeah, I have made judicious use of the wonderful clip channels. And before I forget, I'm going to lay this link down in the chat right now. I believe this is from Kodo, Chronicles of the Oblivious. I'm going to put my hair back so I'm not sitting here fucking with it the whole time that I'm talking. Betty, I wore this dress just for you, girl. What do you think? Do you like it? Does my cleavage look okay in this? For anybody who may not know, Betty is very bothered by my breasts. Very bothered. And Betty likes to say that I'm made of plastic. Sometimes I don't. Betty, truly, I'm not. A little bit of silicone, well, maybe a lot of silicone, and she says all the time that I've had a facelift, and hey, I'll take that as a compliment because, bitch, I'm 10 years older than you, and look, 10 years younger than you. So, since I know Betty is just so bothered by my boobs, and well, we're gonna be, clowning Betty on what she claims was her well, I don't know what else to call it. Like it was on the down low, I guess. Undercover lovers. Although I still don't believe it. But what choice do I have but to take her at her word? Well, not that I'm taking her at her word, but for purposes of dragging her and clowning her, we'll take her at her word. But I have seen, let me just say, I have seen two of JLR's girlfriends now. I forget the name of the first one that I have seen, and I was blown away when I saw her. She's gorgeous. Oh, what the hell was her name? And there was no disputing there. Like, I mean, they live together. And who I'm assuming is his girlfriend now, Magnolia, also a very attractive woman. It just seems like he must have deviated from his type. And when I say type, I mean attractive. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Maybe when he and Betty were together doing all their important work, well, sometimes the vibes just start vibing, and I don't know. What the hell is JLR working with? I mean, my goodness, he has certainly seemed to have driven at least one woman that shit crazy, because he's spurning her yeah, she definitely bitter Betty among all the other things. One day I'm going to sit down and come up. I love alliteration. I'm a huge fan. One day I'm going to come up with a whole list of like B words that describe her: bitter, batshit crazy, bloated, buffoon, beast. I if any more spring to mind that are too good to pass up, I'll just blurt them out. But before I do that, I just want to say hi quickly to everybody. And then we're gonna get this party started. And if anybody, y'all, I think I have two or three clips. If anybody's got a good one that you want me to review, I guess email it to me. crimesandfashion@gmail.com. And if you do, tell Crazy Nurse that you've emailed me because I've got my phone on silent. And what the hell did I just knock off the microphone? Yeah, just let Crazy Nurse know, and she will text me and let me know to look for it. Actually, Crazy Nurse, could you do me a favor? Could you text me right now, please? I want to make sure that the focus that I have my phone on has you as an exception. Okay. And if not, I'm going to take that off because I'm trying to cut down on all the ding ding from I do not have my watch synced up to the phone. I mean, it's synced up, but I don't know how to, I don't have it silenced on here. So I was hoping that with that. Okay, well, there you go. We have the answer to the question. Thank you, ma'am. All right. So if you've got another Betty clip besides the ones that we're going to look with or just look at, just give me a timestamp and I will check my email and we'll do that. Because we need to laugh today. Okay. It's one of the only things this place is good for, as far as I'm concerned, is laughing at ass clown stupid people. Lol cows. Oh, well, see, Nikki, I am glad that you appreciated my thumbnail. What did y'all think about that? I spent a couple minutes looking for just the right background and pepper. I thought the little dancing pepper, I was thinking to myself when I was, trying to come up with a title. Usually it's when I'm walking the dog. And, oftentimes when it's somebody like her that I'm trying to think of a title for, the minute that brilliance strikes me, is usually in sync with when I look over and the dog is, doing what he's outside to do. Funny how that works. Let's see what C. Nikki's comment says. I'll share with the class. She was first in the door. So, there's perks that go along with being first in the door. You have to be the door holder for all the other kids when we go to recess. And, sometimes the teacher recognizes you in class. Consider this a sticker on your paper. Oh, I take her up on BJ's, but no. Ooh, Black Betty. Oh God, what is that song? That's the title of the song, isn't it? I'm hearing it play in my mind. Da-na-na-na-na. Oh, Black Betty. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. Hi, Lindsay. How are you? Fairy Meadows. Good morning. Good afternoon. I guess that depends on where you are. It's afternoon here. Feels like morning to me because, any YouTube day, well, it's time just flies when you're getting your smoke and mirror game all ready to go. Yeah. I was telling Crazy Nurse, damn, I'm kind of like Marilyn Monroe had to be sewn into the happy birthday, Mr. President dress. I've got about this much space in the back of this zipper up at the top, where the widest part of your boobs are. And I needed Mr. Crimes and Fashion to bring it on home. But alas, he has a job and he's not here. Somebody has to pay the internet bill for me to sit in here and try and be YouTube famous. I mean, come on, let's get in reality here, okay? There's only one person in this house who does not need to have a real job. And that person, unfortunately for Mr. Crimes and Fashion, is not him. I do. Well, I have my own business, but I'm lucky. I'm kind of at the end. I'm tapering off. I still work because, It's good. Everybody needs a purpose besides, trying to grift money and or become famous on YouTube. I don't care about either one of those things. I just am a compulsive talker. I like to talk. And, you know, like I said, Mr. Crimes and Fashion has to work. Plus, he doesn't give a rat's ass about all these fucking weird people on here I talk about. Oh, I got a new ring. What do you guys think of that? I love it. I'm like Liberace. Glitter, feathers, anything that sparkles, lay it on me. Hope for Snoopy. How are you? Oh, I used to love Snoopy. I remember when I was a kid, true story. I think I was in middle school. One of the things I most wanted, and I had not at that at that time we still had, well, hell, we had only had telephones for maybe a couple decades when I was in middle school. Thank you, Mr. Bell. We still had landlines. And I remember one of the things my mother bribed me with, because my mother was a big believer in bribery, and it worked. At least for me, it did, at least until I got to high school. And then there was a different kind of bribery. She needed to up her bribery game. But one of the things I desperately wanted was my own phone line, because my mom liked to talk on the phone a lot. Oh, God, I remember. That was back in the days when my mom smoked. We're going back decades. And I remember my mom smoked Merritts. And she would, this is how I always knew I could get away with shit easier, because she was otherwise occupied. Giant, long, like 50-foot phone cord. We had a pass-through window in our kitchen that went out to a bar on a screened-in patio. And then there was a table and a pool and all kinds of shit out there. So my mom would go out there and pass the phone through and, just sit out there and talk to my aunts or whatever. So I needed my own phone line, because I'm sorry, I've got much more important business in my, 7th grade self. I got shit to do. I got people to talk to. I can't be working around your schedule, Mom. I wanted my own phone line, which I did end up getting. My mom knew I really wanted that, so that was a bribery for some grades. Of course, and I tried well, Mom, if you'll just do it now, I promise I'll make the honor roll. Yeah, she only got fooled by that once. So I did get my phone line, but the phone I wanted so badly, and I did end up getting it, but it was very popular at the time. And God dang, I wish I had it, because I think it's worth quite a bit of money now. There were two that I remember. Mickey Mouse, and it was, like that big. And it was it was Mickey sitting on a platform, and then there was, no, it wasn't a rotary, it was a push button. And Mickey's little white glove was holding the receiver. The one I wanted was Snoopy in Woodstock. All that from saying hello to Snoopy. You guys packed a lunch, right? Oh, God, it's funny the things you see that just take you back to your wonder years. Those weren't my wonder years, but I do fondly remember those phones. Hi, Clancy. How are you, Clancy? I'm going to listen to that thing you sent me. I just haven't had a chance yet, but I am going to listen to it. And I did see a preview of your email about who it is. I'm very curious now. Hey, Angie B, how you doing? America's next top mod, Crazy Nurse in the house. Hey, Beer Can. Oh, God, girl, you are not kidding. Are you angry? Like, I get angry. I whenever I have to walk outside, I get angry. Well, I was going to say kind of like Betty, not that kind of rage, but it is so, the humidity here right now, y'all, is so, it's oppressive. It is fucking oppressive. There's no other way to put it. it's awful. And yes, it makes me fucking angry. I don't appreciate having to weather gods, fucking listen up. This is the month when I feel like I could go postal. I truly try. I mean, usually it's the YouTube ass clowns that can take me to that place of, the month of August and September in Florida is also been known to do that. So I tell Bob, look, cross your legs, because we're going to need to make every 2 hours. We're going to have to stretch it into 2.5, because every time I walk outside, if I care about what my hair looks like, I got to run a little iron through it. Oh, thank you, crazy nurse. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate that. Hi, Cheyenne. How are you? Hey, T-Berry. Hi, Zen. How you doing? Becca, how are you? Blue jeans and coffee beans. Hello. Happy Monday. Hail and hot water in the house. Well, it's nice to see you too. Hey, Huntress, how are you? You know, I know in the real world that's definitely the case, but I swear to you, I don't know. I will, I hope it doesn't happen, but I will not be at all surprised if within probably not a long period of time, she's right back to normal, like nothing ever happened. I do think that, oh my goodness, I heard, word on the street, is that even Crystal Langford has jumped ship. Now, if that's the case, oh my, that, because I think anybody who's ever, listened or been in the chat or knows anything about Laura, yeah, Crystal Langford was her. If I had to pick who was her ride or die, it would have been Crystal Langford. Not, trust me, I don't know any of her other mods, truthfully. I don't, if my life depended on it, I couldn't name another mod, but oh, Zen, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, that's horrible. I will keep you in my thoughts and prayers. I'm telling you, that's losing anybody that you care about. It never leaves you. I assume this is in reference to Betty, right? I haven't watched. I've seen this clip that we're going to watch. I saw once I heard where it was going, I was like, woo, I'm not going to listen anymore, because I want to be surprised when I review it. That's just how I do it. Oh, let me put that link in the chat. This is Kodo's link. If you are not subbed up, please do so. And this one we're going to watch. Mad editing skills. Job well done. I couldn't do any of that if my life depended on it. Okay. We're almost there. Lori Life 360 for the win. Hi, Money Hearts Club. Oh, that sounds interesting. Welcome. I know that's a new name. Hi, Pink Stripe. How you doing? Wise Angel UK. Happy Monday. Nay. Hi. Hey, Lost Mother One. Well, don't worry. You're never late here. You know, it takes me an anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour to actually get around to what I'm here for. I'm very easily distracted by anything shiny. Hi, KB. How you doing? The Real Sunflower. Oh, thank you. That's a new name. Welcome. Oh, I'm so glad y'all appreciated my thumbnail. Believe it or not, I do actually put a little bit of thought into those. Ooh. Hold, please. The bat phone just rang. I wonder if it's... Hold on one second. I'm going to go back up in a minute. Hi, Kayla. Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. Veteran 13. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, Huntress. Yes, I have that one. Oh my God. That's the one we're going to talk about. Hi, Patty. How are you? TLC is me. Happy Monday. Hi, Gina Marie. Seeker, how are you? I'm just running really quick, skimming. Hey, Kathy P, how are you? We meet again. Hi, Rowena. How you doing? Oh, well, would you please email me if there's a place next door to you that you happen to see, because I'll be there soon. Good for you. That's, oh God, that when my husband retires, that's what we're going to do. Purple Haze, number 11. Welcome. You know what? My hairdresser, she gets her own hair done with, I don't know if it's keratin or the Brazilian blowout, but she put some spray in my hair when she flat ironed it the other day. That has helped tremendously, with the humidity, but I got to say, I don't like how it makes my hair feel. I had to put quite a bit of oil in my hair. My hair's already dry. So that's the only drawback to it. But I tell you what, it absolutely has helped with the nape, back here at the nape of the neck and the where the little baby hairs are. Hi, Miss Brittany. How you doing? Hey, Camry. Stitching with the sisterlies. Happy Monday. KCG. Feeling a little chilly? Oh, I wish it felt chilly where I was sitting. Okay, I need to run back up real quick and look at something. One BJ to go. See, and Betty doesn't. I'm kind of shocked because Betty's I didn't ever picture Betty being a giver in any circumstance. She's oh, and it is a blow job. So, oh my God, we found the one job Betty can legit lay claim to. Hypothetically, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only, and in my opinion. Oh God. Oh, Angie, oh God, I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine. I mean, truly, I can't. I'm really sorry for your loss. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, I can't full screen it yet. Present. The Chili's margarita. Oh, Betty. Kodo, this truly is one of your best, in my opinion. All of it, the editing, just brilliant. And you know, thank you so much for making these clips, because honestly, for people like me who oh God, would you look at her? Betty, you need so much help on so many levels. Oh God. But yes, thank you for making dirt bags like this a little more bearable. Well, let's just say wading through all the disgusting bullshit to get to the best of the disgusting bullshit. Doing the job that I don't want to do. Okay, here we go.
I just want to know all these women that are all on Jonathan. Do you like being on your knees? Because I know you're on your knees more than you are on your back.
Wow. Wow. Well, my goodness. How do you get on your back in the... Oh, no, wait, that's right. Okay, okay, got it. Never mind. My bad. I had it. On your knees more than you're on your back. Well, Betty, all I can say is if we are to believe that he was in fact your undercover lover, although I'm sure that I would think that would be more of a hit it and quit it desperation, like beer goggles at like, oh, isn't that the term for that? When happy hour, last call for alcohol. And the dudes who'd been in there all night long who wouldn't even glance at you. But in Florida, last call is 2 a.m. Actually, last call comes at 1:30 a.m. At 2 o'clock, it's done. Unless certain counties, I think, go until 3. Not where I live. So yeah, I don't get it. And from where I'm sitting, you should be glad that anyone wants you on your knees, on your back. And listen, bitch, you're the one who put this out here because you're just that fucking dumb. Like, is that how bad you need attention? That you will, like, did she think this was making him look bad? No, it makes you look bad. Bitter Betty. Bitter Betty.
So please just explain it to me and make it make sense.
What? Well, maybe, listen, men, I can't explain. Well, I can kind of explain men. I've had a few husbands. Yeah, some women could never find husbands, and some women are more like me and could never stop finding them. I don't think Betty has that problem. Betty, but there's one thing I think all of us know about men. And that is, well, they often think with the wrong head. And a lot of men, they don't care what you look like. Period. End of story. If you're willing, well, a lot of them will take you up on it.
I wasn't the one in federal prison for 10 years and a 3-time felon.
Bitch, you fucking picked him. You were fine with him being a 3-time felon and in federal prison. You were fine being teammates. I mean, boy, you could make somebody switch to the other team. But now all of a sudden it's a problem. Fuck you. And you may not be a convicted felon, but you're a real life loser. Like, how many times have you been arrested? And I know an arrest is not the same as a conviction. Bitch, it ain't normal. Okay? Anybody can get in trouble, but whether you were convicted or not, Most people do not have 40 some odd entries into the civil and or criminal docket. So you should slow your fucking roll. If you think you're going to take some moral high ground here, not. But please keep going.
Like Jonathan Lee Riches. I've never been to prison.
I've never been.
Oh God, well, you look like you've spent some time in prison. Looks like you probably eat like prison food. Betty, give it time. That's all I can say. You keep this shit up that you've been doing. I mean, I frankly am shocked beyond all belief that we don't have a new mugshot yet. But I'm still holding out hope that before we roll into 2025, Betty will add another mugshot to the wall of shame. Yeah, just give it time. That's what happens when you get someone with very poor impulse control, very immature, very spiteful, and seemingly a semi-decent internet connection. Oh, and some other obviously very IQ challenged people who want to follow her.
In the prison.
You have
19 felonies,
times.
no convictions.
Yeah,
Knock it off.
Oh, so you're one of Betty's people. Okay, got it.
Prison and jail aren't the same. No.
Okay,
No.
He's trying.
Calm
No.
down, calm down.
Only one of us has $12
Calm
worth
down.
of jewelry on. No.
No.
I love it. Oh my God.
Oh, no,
No.
$12.
I've been arrested a few times.
A few times. There we go. There's one of Betty's tells. Betty, you should stop doing that. At least close your fucking mouth when you do it. You look like she really does remind me of that frog. You know the filter with the frog with the big fucking wide ugly mouth? Well, I mean, she's already got that, but this just stretches it out a little more. Oh God. Oh, and we're back to bed streaming. Those fucking curtains. They are so ugly. Betty, you know what those remind me of? Could those by chance be, well, I was going to say, do you have a couple bridesmaids dresses hanging around in your closet and you decided to just take a pair of shears and, make it work? Those are the ugliest fucking curtains I think I've ever seen. Oh, wait a minute. Aside from the DIY homemade curtains from paper clip Tina, whatever that crazy bitch's name is. Yeah, hers are the only curtains I've seen on YouTube that are uglier than yours. And if you're going to do these fucking bed streams, please, could you at least take those janky ass ugly fucking curtains off and, I don't know, run an iron over them or maybe a steamer? I mean, I know you're not one for aesthetics. Well, fuck, look at you. I mean, you're all busted up. You don't care about what your face and your body look like. So yes, point well taken. Yeah. Caring about your ugly curtains. Yeah, no, that's not going to matter to you. But they really are very distracting and they're ugly as shit. Just like most things in your life.
Been convicted of 2 DUIs, both 6 years apart.
So clearly you're a slow learner. 2 DUIs, 6 years apart. Boy, your car insurance must be crazy. I wonder, do you pay more in car insurance per year than that pile of shit you're driving is probably worth? That would be my guess.
Those were over 2 decades ago. 20.
I don't know about that, but I do know this. I do know that since her fat, nasty ass, did I say that? I'm sorry. I meant to say fat ass, since she decided to grace us with her presence here on YouTube, I have heard her say repeatedly, I have not been in trouble in, sometimes it's a decade, sometimes it's 15 years, sometimes it's 20 years. It's always a fucking lie because in reality, I want to say 2017. Is that right? It was only It was 6 or 7 years. I I don't know, but something tells me somebody in the chat might know. If her fucking lips are moving, just not in a Chili's kind of way, she's probably lying. It's a good chance. So, and let's face it, math, the English language is not exactly her strong suit. So I don't think math probably is either. You guys, I'm over in the other window, so I'm not looking at the comments at the moment.
20 years ago.
Why, ma'am? How come your voice goes up 27 octaves? You're already a fucking screaming Mimi, shrieking bitch. We don't really need you to, oh, it's too bad she doesn't have her little Viking opera singer braids in. Then we could use the, breaking glass opera singer analogy. Yeah. Like, why? You just get more and more shrill. Why is that? I mean, it's so annoying. Everything you do really is so annoying, but that, that's particularly annoying.
You're wondering whether I'm still the liquor. No. Guess what? I'm on top of the liquor. I am the monkey in charge of bananas. What's my secret?
Oh.
This little device right here. I just take a little blow, and it tells me when it's time for a little top up. Because when I first got this, I used to ride at around 0.20, which is fucking wasted.
I know how many DUIs I've had. That would be 0. And I also don't have any felony convictions.
24/7. But now I leave it at 0.12, which is perfect. It's right in the fucking slot, just past the click. That wonderful moment, just like Julian. I'm sober enough to know what I'm doing, and I'm drunk enough to really enjoy doing it. Oh, look at that. 0.10. Time for a little drinking.
Oh, no, that's right. This
Cheers,
is Betty.
Canada.
Nobody fucking likes her. You know what I was going to title this live? Betty, you're like Monday. Nobody likes you.
So how many blowjobs you getting there, Jonathan? Are you keeping in contact with Magnolia?
Woo!
Is she back in Palm Beach?
Woo! Somebody's extra bitter. God, Betty. Oh, Betty, have you ever heard the expression, never let him see you sweat? Oh, I wonder how Betty gets dressed in the morning. What's that shirt say? Save the what? Do we ever get to see? It should say, save the sagging boobies. Yeah, that's your boobs. If you had a bra, ma'am, one that didn't look like it was a stretched out ace bandage held together with a couple janky ass safety pins, which I'm imagining is what your foundation garments look like. And they're probably like a shade of dingy gray because they were maybe once ivory or cream colored or God forbid white. Yeah. I picture Betty getting dressed in the morning like this. Like, think of your average college frat house dweller. Oh God, what the fuck am I going to wear today? Yeah, no, like that. God dang it. I keep losing that damn pony holder. That's how I picture her getting dressed. And I'm probably not too far off the mark. Betty, guaranteed. Betty is that person who, when she gets around to doing her laundry, because she's a very high-powered, important advocate, journalist, electrician, mechanic. What else is she? All the things. She's everything. When she finally has a break in her busy schedule, I guess her assistants must be busy. And she gets around to doing her laundry. Something tells me that she probably has a bunch of it in a basket. There's probably a bunch of it on her couch somewhere that just stays there and never gets put away. I mean, I picture Betty as having like cardboard dressers, 2-drawer cardboard dressers. That's how I picture Betty living. I don't know why I would think that.
Are you ignoring her too?
I don't think he is ignoring her because if memory serves me correct, well, they were walking down the beach not too long ago, hand in hand, and looked quite happy. Unlike you, who nobody's ever accused you of that, have they? Like, when does anybody ever say, Betty, that Betty, she's such a happy girl. She seems so content in her life. Yeah, nobody. I would be willing to bet that even the idiots that inhabit your chat and sub to you, I don't even think they would say that you seem anything less than a miserable bitch.
Do you disappear on her? Do you not?
I don't know. Did he disappear on you, Betty? Well, that's when it must come in really handy to be a detective and a journalist and well, I don't think being an electrician would help with that too much. Maybe he just forgot where he parked the fucking Scooby-Doo van, okay? The mystery van.
Not answer your phone with her? Are you with those other women in those back, behind Chili's in the back?
Woo! Betty, if a man wants you to blow him in the Chili's parking lot, he doesn't give a fuck about you, okay? I mean, I'm sorry that he didn't take you to well, in your case, you usually stay in no-tell motels, like roach motels. So you're probably a cheap date would be my guess. But there's I don't know where you had your rendezvous. Boy, that gives a whole new meaning to the word dumpster diving, doesn't it? but I'm pretty sure that most neighborhoods have, especially where you live in Manatee County. My goodness, there's some very nice resorts there. The Ritz-Carlton comes to mind. The Longboat Key Club comes to mind. Oh yeah, but that's not a place that. Yeah, those aren't really places where Betty hangs out. Yeah, if Betty were in those places, they would probably think she was there to do the landscaping. Maybe, I don't know.
Backseat of the car there, Jonathan, Mr. Christian guy.
Ma'am, what does being a Christian guy have to do with getting a blowjob? By the way, you do realize that Christians, I mean, I don't believe they have to take, unless you're the one wearing well, I mean, I'm Catholic, but unless you're the one wearing the collar at the pulpit, and you're Catholic, you don't have to take vows of chastity. You do understand that, right? It's not unchristian to engage in, or at least be the recipient of, a little oral love. Yeah, that's kind of how that works. Oh my goodness, Betty. Betty.
Just asking.
That was great.
I got all the secrets.
Ooh. Well, do you believe in death by 1,000 cuts, or are you just going to drop the bomb and go nuclear? Because if any of this is true, and I'm still not convinced it is, it's very obvious that Betty engages in a very rich fantasy life. Just not in that way. God, I don't know what goes on up there, but just based on her YouTube offerings, it's very apparent that well, let's see, the word LARPing comes to mind. Betty, can't you just be like the other LARPers and put on a fucking bunny costume and a smile and, I don't know, go hunt for carrots? Well, I guess she did kind of find a carrot, didn't she? Well, if you believe her. Like, what? Oh, I would say that by this point, that I've got all the secrets. Well, if this is true, and if I was him or in his shoes, I would imagine that having it out in the universe that he could have possibly banged you, I'd say you've probably already done the worst you can do to him.
Got all the secrets.
I don't know what pisses me off more. that he did all that Sandy Hook shit, or that he possibly was getting blowjobs in the Chili's parking lot from Betty. Like, Jonathan, I don't know what disappoints me more.
Just asking. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm not saying it's happening. You know, I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just curious if it has.
Listen, Betty, I know you've probably had to put your hand up and say, I swear that everything I say will be the truth, the whole truth. But I don't know what you think sitting there with your hand up like you're in the fucking witness box. What is that adding to this conversation? You're such a fucking idiot. Oh my God. Wow. What does that shirt say? Somebody tell me. I'm jumping back over into the chat. I need to know. Please, somebody tell me. Hey, JP. Oh, hey, SoFlo. We meet again. Somebody please. Oh, there's Kodo. This was some of your better work. Okay. Candy Wrapper 420. I know that name's new. Welcome. Hi, Remy. Linda Escoffi. Hello. Welcome. Please. High language of horses. Ms. Behaven. Oh, I love that. That's so cute. Somebody please tell me, what in the hell does that shirt say? Please save the 12 remaining brain cells I have left. Betty is wearing it, so. No, it does not. Hold on a minute. Where did that go? Betty, listen, Betty doesn't like anybody, including the fucking whales. Hey, Bama G. Pineapple icicle tree. Oh, God, Betty. Betty, I just personally would like to thank you for just the laughs I've had this Monday morning. Look at that pause game. Always on point. Wow. Betty, back to your foundation garments. Betty, your tits are firmly at the equator. They're going to be past Greenwich Mean Time very soon. They might already be. Where is Greenwich Mean Time in relation to the equator? Oh, God, is that north? No, these are north. Okay, these are north. Well, the window's too small. But because you're very bothered by them. Mine are firmly in the northern hemisphere. Yours, Betty, save Betty's tatas is what that shirt should say. And Betty, it's so simple. Get a fucking bra. Get a bra, ma'am. You do not have the physique to go without a bra or to be wearing one constructed out of, our stretched out ace bandage and 2 safety pins. Or, God, the only way I'm going to sanction the ace bandage situation is you're going to have to tie it around your neck like a halter. That maybe, but it's not going to look good. And what were you wearing that shirt when y'all had one of your rendezvous? Maybe were you on your knees and maybe he was pulling you by the collar of that shirt, pulling you along? Because oh God, that blah, 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 blah. Why is the collar of her shirt so stretched out? Betty, did you go up to the Walmart to pick up not a bra and get into a situation with somebody in the parking lot? Were you throwing down with somebody? Because I can't figure out why that collar is all stretched. Oh, Jesus, Betty. Oh, God almighty. Hey, Wine Crime Mayhem, how are you? Hey, Rachel Wolf. Oracle Crew. Welcome. When I first looked over, I thought it said the Orca Crew. And then I was, oh, the Oracle crew. Okay. Yeah, Betty. Yeah, as in like computer program language. Is that what that is? Welcome. Oh, God. Hey, K Mash. Oh, Jesus, Betty. Betty. No, it's not. Boy, this is fun just trying to guess what that nasty bitch's shirt says. Teresa Bird, save the rhinos. I have a picture in my mind of a rhinoceros just, it could be like a pencil sharpener. There's several points of entry. Yeah, I'm going to stop right there. Please. Okay, now we have please save the beaches. Please save Black Beauty. Listen, I was telling JP this the other day, and this is the honest to God truth. Don't ever doubt that the YouTube algorithm is not only watching, it's listening. Because the other day, sorry, y'all, I have to get my hair pony. The other day, where did that damn thing go? Oh, there it is. The other day, when I said that I wanted to review this, and I said I was going to, oh, wait, no, that was the backyard stream. I said, yeah, I think the title is going to be something along the lines of Ghetto Fabulous Ramblings from the Back Nine. That's what I call Betty's backyard. The Back Nine. Yesterday, up pops in my YouTube feed. And I watched it and I was like, damn, this is kind of interesting. It was called Hood Tours or something like that. And they were in New Jersey and they were just going around filming what had been or what was the hood. I told JP, I said, well, damn, Betty only lives a couple hours away from me. I could get in my car and do Betty's hood tour and go all over the points of interest. And JP's like, yeah, you could go to the Dairy Queen. Well, if I go all the way over there to do hood tours, I will be recuperating at the Ritz-Carlton. Find me there. Oh my God. Betty, you should try laughing, especially at yourself. All the rest of us do. So, maybe you should just join in. No, it wouldn't matter. We don't like you anyway. There's nothing you can do to make yourself seem human at this point. Sorry. Save the bleach. Oh God. Oh, okay. Hey, Mitten Mama, save the brain cells. Yes, we did that one earlier. I think I said save the 12 remaining brain cells Betty has left. Oh, hi, Corrine. Oh, that's very sweet of you. I appreciate that. Teresa. Oh, yes, I did say hi to Teresa. Okay. All right. Back to this. I'm going back to my window. Oh, the good news, kids, is we're only halfway through this.
Would you tell old Bullhorn Betty if it had? I'm just asking a couple with Magnolia. Just like Magnolia didn't care that you were with me. They're willing.
Shut the fuck up for
you want me to have to meet you up there at the Chili's shop?
Betty, I don't know Magnolia. I've never spoken to her, but there's obviously a very sharp contrast between you and her. And I'm fairly certain that you are probably at the top of her do not fly list. So yeah, I don't think she'd be reaching out to you for any reason. In fact, if anything, never mind. 216. Hold on, I got to back it up just a couple seconds. I want to hear what I kept telling her to shut up, but she wouldn't. All right, let me.
Here you were with me. They're willing. You want me to have them meet you out there at the Chili's shop?
Oh shit, I didn't go far enough. Where are we? 216. Okay, we're going to go back to 210.
With Magnolia, just like Magnolia didn't care that you were with me. They're willing. You want?
Oh shit, I got to go back a little further. Oh, let's just go back to 204.
Would you tell old Bullhorn Betty if it happened?
Well, you got that right, old Bullhorn Betty. Okay, finally, I hear you say something I agree with. Okay, 2 minutes.
I'm not saying it's happening. You know, I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just curious if it happened.
What the fuck is that? It's so interesting how certain people who, in my opinion, are fucking prolific liars. Like, they probably lie more than they tell the truth. It's so interesting how body language they tell on themselves. They give themselves away. Like, I don't know. This seems rather Freudian to me, especially when taken in. Oh, look at that pause game. You know what she looks like right there? Bob, I'm sorry. Mommy's getting ready to insult you, but I don't mean to. For anybody who's new, Bob is my 13-year-old Bichon. And everybody knows Bichons are adorable. Not exactly known for their intellect. So, much like Betty in that respect, but, you know, much more attractive than Betty. And Bob's got better hair. Well, who doesn't have fucking better hair? What the hell was I getting ready to say? Something about Bob. Oh, what she looks like there. Okay, Bob is 13. Probably 2-3 years ago, he had a lot of his teeth extracted because, you know, that's what happens to dogs. They get dental disease, and then it causes them problems, just like with people. So his breath was really bad, much like I imagine Betty's probably smells from, you know, sucking on that vape. And no, I didn't mean vape as a euphemism for no. Betty, do you have an oral fixation? I mean, I'm surprised you've found a willing recipient. I mean, besides your vape device, of course. But so Bob had a bunch of teeth removed, and bless his heart, he can no longer keep his tongue in his mouth because they took out several of the teeth here. So, and I'm not kidding. And if he wasn't in a deep sleep right now, I'd pick him up and I would show you. Bob always looks like he's drunk. This is what it looks like. Much like Betty looks right there. Except, like I said, Bob is nothing like Betty. He's got way better hair. He's much nicer, and people actually love him. Okay, but carry on, Betty, please.
Has. Would you tell old Bullhorn Betty if it had?
What the fuck is that? I mean, I was going to say, it's like a dolphin, but dolphins are very smart. I know damn good and well, there is not a dolphin in the Gulf of Mexico who doesn't run intellectual rings around you. But that, oh my God, that is so off-putting. What is wrong with you? Like, oh God, you are, Betty, You are one of the most fucking awkward, cringy people. I was going to say on this platform, but I might have to expand the platform a little bit. Oh my God. Oh, Betty. Seriously, what is wrong with the neck of that damn sweatshirt? And oh, damn girl, this situation, honey, you need to take your neck and put it where your arms are. Oh boy. Betty, that is not attractive. Not that you give a shit about aesthetics of any kind, because clearly you do not. Has she gotten another dimple in her face? What? I've oh my God, like I've never noticed that before. If I didn't know better, I would think that was somebody who took her and did this. Oh, I think a lot of the problem is when she was a kid, nobody did take her and do that. Like what? She's got two what look like fucking bullet indentations. What is that? Betty, you are not living right, okay? This whole YouTube, being a YouTube world famous star, Betty, it's not working for you. It's just not. You don't look well. And get some fucking clothes that fit. I mean, you're willing to put your arms into a shirt that's so tight it looks like sausage casing. Why won't you put your tits into a bra that looks like the arms of your t-shirt? If you did, they might start moving back up to the northern hemisphere rather than, I just need to check, you guys. I'm so sorry. Give me a minute here. I need to find out where Greenwich Mean Time is. Oh, so I'm just, inquiring minds want to know. I don't want to be Betty. If I blurted something out for the comedic value of it, but it's completely, fucking wrong factually, well, unlike Betty, I would like to correct myself because I don't want to be known as one of the dumbest bitches on YouTube. Okay. Where is Greenwich Mean Time? Betty, do you know what Greenwich Mean Time is? Something tells me no. Oh, where is the Greenwich Mean Time Zone located? GMT is the time measured on the Earth's 0-degree line of longitude or meridian. This runs from the North Pole to the South Pole. Okay, I knew that part. Passing through Old Royal Observatory in London. Okay, well, I do know that the equator is firmly south of London. So, Betty, yes, save Betty's tits from the Southern Hemisphere, okay? Let's you're never going to get to Greenwich Mean Time, but let's just, like I said, get a bra that fits, for fuck's sake.
Asking a couple women out here, they don't care if you're with Magnolia, just like Magnolia didn't care if you were.
Just like you don't? Bitter Betty. Now listen, Betty, I got it, okay? I know it's got a sting to lose, allegedly, what is probably the only man in the last long time that wanted your lips on him. Just not the ones on his face. I get it. But, coming on here and having these psychotic ramblings, it's not a good look. Not a good look, Bets.
With me. They're willing. You want me to have them meet you out there at the Chili's shop?
Did you ever get anything more than Chili's? That's what I want to know. And if not, well, I'm sorry, ma'am, that's on you. I'm sure he probably, listen, I think if he took you to Chili's rather than what you deserve, which is pulling into the Publix parking lot, going and grabbing a box of fucking White Castles, taking them to the 7-Eleven, throwing them in the microwave and handing you a Slurpee and driving around to the dumpster. You know, how about a little gratitude here? Betty, just remember, you put this out, okay? You put this out. And you know what happens when you put this shit out. I love my baby.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Betty, do you like baby back ribs? I'm just curious. Or do you like the spare ribs? Which ones do you like?
Are you guys around
Or you're a religious woman, so Adam's rib? How about Adam's rib? Do you like those? That?
margaritas with a nice salty rim for you?
Well, I think you're salty enough for I don't know, all the salt in the sea, baby. I personally am not a margarita fan. Here's how I'll drink a margarita. And yes, I did get this from back in the day from Bethany Frankel of the Real Housewives of New York City. Famous for skinny girl, insert noun here, products. But she wasn't wrong about this. And this was before she released her skinny girl everything and literally launched an empire. I hate sour mix, that disgusting, it looks like ethylene glycol. Betty, are you a fan of ethylene glycol? Have you ever thought about, I wondered if, did your ex-husband ever complain of his iced tea tasting funny or his soda? Y'all strike me as Mountain Dew drinkers. Yeah, so it's the color of ethylene glycol. And it probably tastes, well, no, because ethylene glycol does not have a taste. But it's just like, it's like syrup. It's just sour syrup. It's gross. I hate that shit. And I'm also not a fan of Rose's lime juice. So I would drink, if I was gonna drink liquor back in the day, I was either, vodka and soda with 2 olives, or Patron Silver with nothing but lemon squeezed into it. That's it. That's all. But carry on.
Yeah, dear Christian man.
Betty, Jesus turned water into wine. So apparently he was down with a cocktail or two. What is this whole thing about Christian? You say you're a Christian. I say you fucking sit at the right hand of Satan and are one of his devoted disciples, in my opinion, allegedly, hypothetically, and for entertainment purposes only. So what? Look at all the shit you do. And you like to ask people, who needs Jesus? Well, bitch, I say nobody needs Jesus more than you. And, you might want to pick up and call my people, the Catholics. They, if you can make a really good case for demonic possession, they will, in certain circumstances and with permission from the Vatican, they will perform the sacrament, although I don't know that that's not a sacrament, is it? Exorcism. It would just be a ritual. Whatever it is, you need one. So I don't know what this parallel is you are trying to draw between Christianity and sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I mean, maybe not the drugs, but I mean, you do know, you've heard that little story about Adam and Eve, right? Yeah. Do you have a thing against apples too? Snakes? Oh, we know you don't like snakes. Never mind. Even though that would be one of the animals I would most identify you with. Or a moose, because, my stepfather, who used to live in Jackson Hole, Wyoming for many years, has seen many a moose, said that a moose is probably one of the most dangerous animals on the planet. Not that I think that of you, but just because it's very very large and has a brain the size of a walnut. So, yes, you can see why I would, possibly compare you to a moose. And more for the brain thing than the, heft thing. Not that I'm saying you're a svelte little thing, but, you, by the way, I don't know if we're going to hear it here in this stream today. I don't know if the other clip I have is of Jay for Justice. She had some of the same questions I do. She was wondering how you, because, you were pretty, you had considerably more weight on you when you got here. But yeah, you don't exactly look like Betty. Are you on Ozempic, girl? Oh, one never knows. I don't know. It could have something to do with those pinpoint pupils you've always got. I mean, I don't know. That's just what I've heard.
Can I get that Tron? Can I get that money? Can I get that Coke? Can I get that Henny? Can I get that margarita? Wanna rock, rock, rock? Can I get salt all around that rum tray? I was like, yo,
He's got all the salt.
do you
Sorry.
think you could buy me a bottle of rosé?
Oh, buy two, get one free. Betty, was that your policy too? Or I'm sure they were just gifts. I'm sure you weren't charging. Gosh, if you were, no, I'm sure she wasn't charging. But, did you give like a gift with non-purchase?
Hey, let's get it now.
Oh, Chili's. Don't forget, cheap bastard. Right? The two for special with the margaritas. Always a hit with JLR. Oh.
Well, would you like me to talk about all the ways you're cheap? Betty, I've seen you stay in motel rooms where I'd sleep in my car before I'd sleep in them. So you might want to slow your roll. You're not exactly known for your financial generosity.
Always a hit with JLR. How's that local Chili's? Hey, Magnolia. Have you been up to that local Chili's?
What are you gonna do? It's a powerful thing.
Betty, if I had to strictly guess, which is obviously all I can do because I don't know Magnolia or JLR, but if I had to guess, something tells me she probably warrants more than a Chili's. Hey, there's nothing wrong with Chili's. I mean, the Chili's many a time, and with my husband, no less. That was before they got really icky. But something tells me that, that's fine for a quick weeknight or whatever, but she probably warrants and is worth more than Chili's. Well, just remember, you shared all this information with us.
Woman pays you even the slightest bit of attention.
Yeah, God knows I've been there.
Welcome to
Oh,
Chili's.
is that Betty? Is that Betty in the green pants?
Through.
I kept wondering why he had to sit so far away from me when we were at the Chili's, but I didn't know.
Maybe because he was embarrassed to fucking be seen with you out in public because you've made such a fucking spectacle of yourself, especially if it's in your town. So, that could have something to do with it, but that's your fault, bitch. If you went more than once out somewhere with a dude who, based on what you're saying, didn't really want to even acknowledge your existence, well, that's on you, honey.
I know about you for a solid year. Now I just realized you must have been up there because, he was acting funny every time we went into Chili's. And I was like, well, what again?
Well, did she fucking work in Chili's? What? Am I missing something here? What are you implying? Are you implying that she worked there or something and he was worried, like he was seeing the two of you at the same time kind of thing? Or that she would just by happenstance stroll into the Chili's and there Jonathan be with his lady love, bull scorned Betty. You are absurd.
So funny there. Oh, because you're bringing out the bras. Got it.
What'd she say? Because you're bringing up what?
Got it. How many times? Yeah, I've been watching this bank receipts or you're reconciling his banks. Do you know how often?
This is Betty telling on herself, is what this is. Oh God, Betty. I know JLR is 1,000 times smarter and craftier, and I don't mean Hobby Lobby crafting, than you are. And I just cannot imagine him. I would think that his accountant probably needs to have tools greater than an abacus to do his bookkeeping. So are you saying that was your job? That you were the accountant in the operation? I don't fucking believe that for one hot second.
And he goes to Chili's. Man, that sucks if you see him at Chili's once a week and you're in Palm Beach.
Hey, you fucking idiots. Is it not possible that the man could have been at Chili's on his own? Or, I don't know, maybe he has a friend, unlike you. Could that be possible? I don't get it. This is how fucking stupid you are. Oh, Betty. Betty, what exactly is it that you bring to the table? Apparently some mad accounting skills. Obviously you got, an impressive wardrobe game. Your sparkling wit. Oh God, you're so bitter. You're so bitter and you're so jealous. And I just love that for you. I really do.
Come on, Jonathan. How often are you going up to Chili's?
Oh my God, look at her fucking teeth. The top teeth, I'm going to guess that the top teeth are the ones that don't belong to her, because the bottom teeth are a completely different color. What's that about? And the bottom ones are very small, and the top ones are, it looks like twice the size of the bottom teeth. Maybe she's got more than a partial. I know I've always said your shitty partial that looks like you took it out of someone else's mouth, but I don't know. Maybe she's got like a full set of fake teeth up there. I don't know. It's so off-putting.
Come on, tell us. There's only 835 people in here. We want to know.
Everybody loves a fucking train wreck, and you are a number one train wreck. Oh God. Betty, I would suggest stop pulling that hair back so tight. And you don't have this to pull that off, okay? To have absolutely no hair framing your face. Well, I know you don't have that much hair, but honey, just pull a few pieces out. It would make you look a little more feminine. I mean, right now I'm getting every trucker that pulls into the fucking Flying J to go, get a gallon of coffee refilled and maybe take a quick shower. Yeah. And then of course she's going to stop and buy her accessories. She doesn't have her hula hoops on. Damn. I just noticed that. Well, definitely on your way out of the shower, Betty, pop into the gift shop and get yourself some more jewelry.
Oh,
Accessorize.
I want to know about these Chili visits. I'm sorry. Chili's is near and dear, but
what is this? Are you checking to see if your stubble has grown out yet? What is this? She is one of the least feminine women I've ever seen. She reminds me of a fucking trucker. And I guarantee you, sorry, truckers, I guarantee you, if she stood up right now, about 4 inches of her ass crack would be showing off the waistband of her jeans.
I've been to Chili since I left you.
Betty, are you still do you got fleas? What is this? I see you're still dealing with that unfortunate scratching problem. How is Delilah, by the way? How is that sweet little thing? Oh, I hope you're taking good care of her. Yeah, because remember, she didn't ask to be here, okay? I don't know how she had the misfortune to land in your custody, but do right by her, Betty.
Saying it just doesn't have the same flavor it once did. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Betty,
I want
Betty. Oh God, I've got such a freaking zinger right now. But I'm a lady, so I'm not going to go there. But let's just say that all this talk about, fellatio at Chili's. Well, there is one burning question that has not been answered. I don't know, unless maybe she just answered it right there. Let me hear that again, Betty. And no, like I said, I'm a lady. I'm not gonna say it, but you guys will be able to, you'll be able to figure out what I'm. There's just one question left. So let's go back and listen to Betty's sound effects for a moment. 4, 3.
Flavor it once did. Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, maybe that answers my question. Do you just remember, Betty? You put this shit out here. Okay, so that's enough of that. Oh, wasn't that great fun, kids? Oh, hi, Angel Chips Delco. Gina. Ding, 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 ding. And please, I do not want to know. My timing couldn't have been better on that. I swear to God, y'all, I don't ever watch this ahead of time. I don't, because I want you to have my raw, cold reaction. Hey, runaway truth. Oh, hi, chaos. Oh, God. Chaos. I can't. No. I cannot. Crazy bitch 6. Welcome. And I would highlight that, but that could turn into a whole situation. So I'm not going there. But yeah, I would second that emotion. Oh, Rowena, that's a really good point. I'm sorry. Unlike Betty, I don't even come in here with flip-flops on. So yeah, I don't understand. Oh, Mr. Crimes and Fashion's home. Hi. He's going into his office, like he's running into his office. He can't get in there fast enough. He's like, no, I don't want to hear it. Hi, being Nancy. How are you? Hi, Glenda. Yes, no offense to the Druckers. I'm serious. That's what I like. That's what she reminds me of. Hi, Cece Ryder. Oh my God, me too. And listen, for anybody who's going to say, oh my God, it's so mean. You don't need to go after her appearance. Fuck her. And I never sit in this seat and drag a nice person. That's all I'm going to say. Hi, Ducking Fox. Hey, Revival. Okay, I hope I didn't miss anybody that came in while okay, I think I got anybody who came in since the last time I was over here. All right, let me see what else I've got over here. Oh God, we got to get her off that screen. Goodbye, Betty. Goodbye. All right. She's gone, right? Oh, don't we wish? All right, let's see. What was the other one I had? Oh, yes. Yeah. I've got 2 from Clipper, and let's see which one is the latest. Well, let's try this one. Okay, somebody needs to tell me who. Oh, wow. I had her in my ear saying she is a piece of shit. Somebody needs to tell me who in the absolute hell is Barbecue Lady. I have no clue who that is, and I keep hearing the name. And at first, here's what I thought at first, you guys. This will make you laugh. I thought, oh my God, is that fucking wacko coffee and crime? What's that dumb bitch's name? You know, the one that, oh God, they call her Bangs. Bangs, who's had, 87 screen names since she landed here a year or so ago. I swear to you, I thought that was her. I'm like, no way. Now she's moved on from coffee and now we've got fucking barbecue names. What, like, is there any other food groups you're going to involve in this? So, who is Barbecue Lady? TikTok? That's the first thing I thought. Honey, you want me to shut my door? Are you sure? Okay. Yeah, that was the first thing I thought. Who? Barbecue Lady? Okay. I haven't. Yes, twin thing. How are you? Yes, this one. Graham Slithen. Oh God, now that I've like said Beetlejuice, yeah, I'll probably get a cease and desist. Yeah, she's that lady. Where is that nutter? I haven't not that I've been listening to a lot of stuff lately, but hey Dixie Normus, how are you? Oh, you don't need to apologize to me. I'm just glad you stopped by. She was Coffee and Grimes Luthen. She was what were her other? Oh God, she had a lot of names, all seemingly revolving around coffee. Oh, she's one of Betty's people. She's from Betty's tribe. All right. The next one, let me put Clippers link in the chat. Now this one, this one's not. I don't think this one's real funny. I mean, I'll try and make it so at Betty's expense, of course. Whenever the opportunity presents, and this is Betty, so come on, I'm definitely going to be able to find a few things. I have to say, when I first heard this clip, and I've only heard the very beginning, it's like, bitch, who do you think you are? Talking about people the way you do. I mean, Betty, all I can say is I really hope that I'm around to see you get what's coming to you. And it won't be from me, because I'm not a fucking psycho like that. I leave all like the YouTube circus. It doesn't cross the threshold of my door. When I leave my office, it's done. Not everybody can say that, but I certainly hope that I long for the day when she goes and stands in front of the wrong person's house or business or whatever, and somebody knocks her the fuck out. Like, I would love to see that. And I'm sorry, like, just because I would love to see it, that does not equate to I would ever do anything to her. She would just like sit on me. Yeah. Believe it or not, I am smaller than her. She likes to talk about how tiny she is. In what world? I mean, I'm like Polly Pocket. What did my husband used to call me? He's had a few funny names. Yeah, he used to say, I could just put you in my pocket and take you to work with me. Oh. Yes, if I were a detective like Betty, if I was an investigator, I would be the Enchai private eye. Oh. Okay. Excuse me. All right. Let's listen to this. Let me share my screen. I only did it once the last time I was here. I was sharing a few different Clippers link is in the chat, I think. Did I? I think I just did it, right? Hey, literally Davis, how are you? Yes, I did. Okay. Let me get rid of that. Yes, last week, only one time did I think I was sharing a video, doing commentary on it, and I didn't share it. But sometimes, if the commentary is funny enough, you don't even need the video. And in her case, I mean, come on. It's better to not look at her than look at her. Oh, well, this is obviously from the same live stream. My goodness. There's that t-shirt.
I want to go through some of the receipts I have. Good night or good afternoon, me and you, Miss Lee, Mom, Rebecca, Collier. So, of course, JLR and team, along with Barbecue Lady, have not.
My goodness, we must be getting a different camera angle or something. Is it maybe because she's just further back in the bed? This is the same stream, isn't it? Let me see. Yeah. Same stream, but she looks worse. Maybe one of her filters fell off. Maybe one of her Klieg lights, burned a bulb. Okay. Now she's got the bottom teeth and the top are covered. I never noticed how far her upper lip comes over her teeth, which makes just watch if in the event that you get to see the top and the bottom, and you'll see what I'm talking about as to they don't look like they come from the same person.
Not only, this is what they did. They're like, oh, let me tell you, they need to know what type of people they're being associated with. First of all, I'm not a felon. I have not been convicted of felons like Jonathan Lee Riches has been convicted of.
Well, it didn't stop you from wanting to be his girlfriend, did it?
He is a piece of shit that has coordinated himself with J is for Justice, another wide open cooter.
Okay. I just have to say, ma'am, you are such trash. I cannot believe you just said about another woman, a wide open cooter. What the fuck does that mean? Oh, and you did a visual. I mean, I know there's a turtle called a cooter. But I have to say, that is a word that has never it never crosses the blood-brain barrier in my life. In fact, the only other time I've ever uttered that word was another time that you used it, cooter. And yes, my husband told me there is a turtle called a cooter. But I just like who uses that word? And I mean, thank God you gave us a visual to go along with your, dirtbag phrase. Otherwise, I'm not sure. I still am not like, what does one have to do with the other is what I don't get. Wide open cooter. Like, I don't even like to repeat that word. Oh, it's so gross. And it says so much more about you than it does about the person you're talking about. Let me guess. You hate her too, right? Like you hate everybody who has more than you, is better than you, all the things, which is most people, which would explain why you're so miserable. But yeah, I'd like to hear one woman call another woman a wide open cooter. Betty, it says much more about you than it could ever say about her. And how would you know, by the way? That's puzzling too. How would you know that about her? Oh, she also has a husband, so I'm sure that's another reason you hate her. Okay. Hi, Bob. Bob, do you know what a cooter is? No, I know. Yeah, I know. We don't talk that way here. Bob, go see Daddy. Go see Daddy. He's got food. Go tell him to give you something. Oh, Bob.
Right? She had an affair on her husband, divorced him, left her children, and then decided to marry another man and decided to go sleep with Jonathan Lee Richard.
None of which is any of your fucking business, even if it was all true. I did listen to Jay's reaction to this, and I have to say, and in full disclosure, back in the day, long before I ever had a channel, when I just would listen to YouTube, I used to listen to Critical K a lot. And that obviously put J is for Justice in the algorithm. And I got to say, just listening to how she handled you was with far more tact, class, and grace than most people would be able to muster when clapping back at a fucking ditch pig like you who said such foul things about her. That this skank is in no position to know anything that she just spouted off. I wouldn't imagine. I don't think she's in her bedroom. Jay said she has never ever personally met her, etc. So it just, for somebody who likes to go around suing everybody because they hurt her feelings or because they held a mirror up to her and told her about herself, her go-to is suing people because that's the kind of bitch she is. It's really rich that she's the one who repeatedly goes around defaming people. And by the way, she's trying to make it sound like Jay has got little kids that, would presumably be devastated when mommy and daddy split up. Her children, I believe she said, her oldest is either 30 or going to be 30. So fuck you, Betty. God, you are a ditch pig. That's what you are.
Yes.
And I don't even know what that is. I just made that up.
So this woman has a hard on for Bullhorn Betty because I called her out and got her in trouble with her husband.
Why exactly? Well, first of all, even if everything she's saying is true, which I don't believe one word of it, but okay, for sake of argument, let's just say, everything she's saying is correct. Why in the hell? First of all, how did you get a hold of her husband? Number one. And number two, why would he agree to talk to you? Some fucking random weirdo bitch from the internet. And number three, assuming he said, hey, yeah, Bullhorn Betty, please give me all the dirt you've got on my wife. I know what my husband would say if some fucking weirdo from the internet managed to get in touch with him. I mean, my husband's a pretty funny guy, so he would probably be highly amused by it and play smart person's mental gymnastics with you. Of course, he'd be tired of doing that with you in about 17 seconds because you would be no worthy opponent. So, yeah, why exactly would her husband listen to some fucking weirdo from the internet and whatever you allegedly had to say?
And of course, she lied to her husband like she lied to her prior husband.
Oh, do you know him too? Did you guys maybe go to Chili's together? Did you buy him some salty margaritas? I don't know, maybe. Well, they say two's company, three's a crowd, unless, of course, that is your crowd. I don't know. Betty likes Chili's.
So there you have it. This is what J is for
There
justice.
you have what? That you just said a bunch of bullshit about some woman that you're, like all women, that you're, wildly jealous and envious of.
Just said. Joe's out. Shamu is in. Change of programming for tonight. Watch party on JS for Justice Discord. You are a piece of shit.
Is that supposed to mean anything to any of us? Is she broadcasting from SeaWorld by any chance? What? Like, Shamu is the only reference in there that like ding 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 kind of rang a bell. And that's because I live in Florida, home to, actually, is Shamu done? I think they closed down all those shows at SeaWorld. Anyway, do you realize that thank God, we're not all at the little, we didn't all RSVP. Yes, we would be pleased to attend the little party you got going on up here. So what any of that means, who knows? It's just more of you being bitter as hell about another woman that you're jealous of. Like all the women on here.
J is for Justice. And trust me, your numbers, I don't care how big you get.
Oh, yes, you do. And she's significantly bigger than you. And I would say that's for any number of reasons. Like, I don't know, she's much smarter than you, much more likable than you, probably works a lot harder than you. And, doesn't, unlike you, she's probably only got one, career to focus on. Whereas you have so many that, I can see where it wouldn't exactly be a fair comparison.
When I have enough done, when I'm done with you, you're not going to get 1,300 people viewing you. You are the biggest piece of shit on here that is.
Really? And what are you going to do to change that? How are you going to do that? Just curious. You can't even fix your fucking hair. What? So what are you going to do? Hurt her? And better question, why do you want to? Why? Because you think she fucked the dude who, by your own admission, kind of acted like he didn't know you, even when you were sitting in the booth across from him? You didn't even make him take you to a roach motel. Wow. Oh, like, what is your beef with her? I've never heard her mention Jay before. So it's just
manufactured so many news articles that it's not even funny.
Like you? Manufactured so many news articles it isn't funny. Well, if she manufactured news items that were published, well, and when you say manufactured, do you mean produced? What, like, I don't know what she's trying to say here, but we all know that Betty does not give a shit about being right. She just wants to be first. That's all. So, miss her journalistic ethics.
News articles. But let's talk about this, okay?
Yes,
and then listen to this.
Now
we got J is for Justice. We have Barbecue Lady out there, which Barbecue Lady is going to get her own in due time.
Oh, look at Betty just threatening everybody. Wow.
In due time. And I didn't send. Did I send the other one? Okay, you guys are going to have to wait.
Betty is not a benevolent leader, okay? She's kind of like Kim Jong-un. Just her pajamas aren't as nice.
I got to send the other one to me. So now we're going to look at the one that was just sent from the mysterious disappearance, from the lead person in the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers.
Oh, God, you are still grifting off that poor missing child. Okay, now I'm starting to understand what this is about.
May disgusting piece of garbage that thinks she's hot stuff.
Because those are the very words that come to mind when I think of you.
This is what Joe Petito said. Do you know that these people reached out to him and told him that they were going to dox his personal information, his home address?
I do not believe one word you are saying. I have seen Joe Petito many times on I've seen him on the news. I don't believe I've ever seen him on YouTubers channels, but I can tell you this. They have set up a charitable foundation in memory of their daughter in their daughter's name. I believe that his purpose and probably what gets him through losing his daughter the way he did is helping other young women not find themselves in that position through education, etc. Do you think for 1 minute that man has been on all kinds of national TV? You know, he has got to have the personal phone numbers or very similar, close way to reach out to real journalists, real serious people with real careers, unlike some busted up bitch sitting in her bed pretending she's this, that, and the other, LARPing. You mean to tell us that we should think Joe Petito would want anything to do with you? It literally takes a few keystrokes to put your name in Google and find your whole resume in short order. You are very widely despised on several platforms. I do not believe for 1 second that man would ever want his daughter's name associated with anything that's got you within 100 miles of it.
They were going to cause problems with his foundation. They didn't tell them about us.
Why? And who is they, by the way? It's always the they and the we. But he's always got a party going on up here that we're not invited to. Thank God. So who are you talking about? And who in the world? See, here's what she doesn't get. Normal people, it would never cross their minds to add to the burden of anyone who's lost a child. So why in the world would anyone want to threaten him for any reason? This man has sat down with all the real heavy hitters in true crime journalism. I mean, Dateline, News Nation. Of course, why wouldn't he want to come to the Bullhorn Betty Network? Betty, if you do get him, please hit me up, girl, because you can't be. I was going to say for a very large fee, I could help you. I'd have to give you a charity session, and yeah, I'm already at my charity limit for the year. Sorry about your luck.
They threatened this man.
Bullshit.
They threatened this man that if he came on to Seth Rogers' show, they were going to destroy Joe Petito and his foundation.
And much
that is
like
what has been alleged here by Joe Petito himself. It's not talking about Seth. It's not talking about Tony. They literally threatened Joe.
Okay, I don't know anything about what she's talking about. I have not heard, but a lot of other people do. And other people I have listened to, I have not heard one person co-sign any of this shit she is saying. And much for all the reasons I just stated about her. Why in the hell would Joe Petito want to go on Seth Rogers' YouTube channel where you and some other clown are his team? People who take themselves seriously and are serious people and have serious ambitions or missions call it what you want. Why in the world would they waste a hot second with any of you clowns? That's all you are. You are a clown. You don't see it, but real serious, accomplished people, you're just a clown.
Petita, Jonathan Lee Riches and crew, his just disgusting crew of people. I told
Betty, one of Betty's tells. You were part of his crew for quite a while, weren't you? And all this was just fine then. She didn't have any worries about any of this at that time. But now she's jealous and bitter because he's moved on. If in fact they were ever an item. He seems to have much more sense and, dare I say, class where this matter is concerned. And as far as I know, he has never responded to her and never confirmed or denied anything this fucking cow says. Too bad she can't keep her mouth shut.
Jonathan, if he stepped in this case anymore, that I was going to sue him. And so now
you're going to sue him for, so how's that going to look? What's the basis of your lawsuit going to be? Because you told some dude who used to let you blow him in the parking lot of Chili's after he poured, maybe a 2-for-1 extra salty margarita down your throat. You're going to sue him because you told him not to step any further into this case or you're going to sue him. You need help. And I'm pretty sure they make medication that would probably help with some of this. But I don't know. I'm not a doctor and I'm not diagnosing her.
Now I am going to sue him.
Woo!
I have claims against him for a very long time. And this last little dig from him and his people, I am going to sue him in Pasco County where he lives.
People too, whoever they are.
Not Tampa Bay, Pasco County.
Oh, there she is doxing him. And apologies. I don't edit, so I don't know how to take that out of there. And obviously it's been put out in the universe, but I do apologize for further putting it out there.
In Port Richey. That's where the man lives. That's where I'm planning on suing him.
Good for you.
And
if you think for
I'm going to be also including
bitch, if you think for 1 minute you are any kind of worthy adversary of JLR, I will have my popcorn and my front row seat waiting for this.
Miss Jamie Phillips in that lawsuit as well.
I don't know who that is.
So it's going to be I'm over this nonsense. I'm over this.
Well, your other lawsuit, since you copied and pasted a very large majority from him, how's that going to work? Are you going to plagiarize his own words to sue him with and use them as your words? Because you're just that dumb that you would do something like that. But I think he's had a lot more experience with lawsuits than you, although you are, doing your best to try and catch up with him. Yeah, you're, as usual, Betty, you're outgunned here.
Thuggery on this platform. I'm over people trying to destroy an innocent man because they didn't get the attention that they wanted.
Who's the innocent man? Who's the innocent man? Seth? Well, I don't know. Seth could solve a lot of his PR problems by immediately parting ways from you and that other clown who is not, what does he say he is? Does he say he's his investigator? Well, I mean, hey, if this is your investigator that we're looking at, I can understand why he'd want, 87 more waiting in the wings to help her out. Because Betty's never fucking found anything, including a hairdresser. So, God, you are just, oh, she's something else. And it's nothing good. But Seth could solve a lot of his own problems by divesting himself of the scum that he seems to be associating with.
Very hard to make sure I have to sue people because I'm. You are irrelevant. That's why nobody listens.
Betty, in my world, you're irrelevant. Okay? You can have all the YouTube shit. Congratulations, you're YouTube famous. I have no desire to be YouTube famous. I have a real life. This is not part of it.
Listens to you. Go make your own channel. Let's see how many people listen to your hate-filled rhetoric.
What, Betty, why do you get so fucking wound up about people who come in your chat and leave? And whatever you just read was nothing nasty or hateful. I mean, I've never seen somebody who, like, how do you go out and act the way she acts and do the things she does, which are all designed to get attention and reaction? And I dare say this was probably how she was. Another pause game on point. This is probably how she was her entire childhood. It's how she got attention, by doing negative, outrageous shit. And she's just carried it through to her adult life. So, hey, you do you. But if you're going to do that and you're going to behave that way, well, you've got to expect that people are going to want to tell you about yourself. And if you really didn't care and your crepey skin was not as thin as, onion skin paper, and Betty, you're a journalist, so you'll know what that old school reference is. If it were any thicker than that, you would not have to respond to every little thing. But she can't help herself. I've had people come in and say really horrible things, and usually I offer them a link. And it's interesting, they never take it.
Probably hardly anybody.
Did she say probably? Please tell me she just said probably. Probably hardly anybody.
But I'm getting so sick of this thuggery on here.
Really? Because take a look in the mirror. You're a thug. You've acted like a thug since you landed here. I mean, let's not forget what this skank's claim to fame is. Standing in front of the laundry home, acting a whole ass, mentally fucking not right, dirtbag. Normal people do not do things like that because we're not dying of thirst for any form of attention we can get. Betty, I've told you a million times, I can zhuzh you up so you could get, at least more. I'll leave it in the words of my husband. He's seen plenty of her. He told me one time, he said, let me tell you what kind of chick she is. She's the kind of chick that no man has ever even given a pass. He said, you would just walk right on by her. I mean, my husband's a gentleman, so he'd hold the door for any woman. But yeah, he said, it's like she's not even alive. Ouch.
And so Jonathan Lee Riches, let me be very clear to you.
Oh, yes.
I know who's behind all of this.
And
I'm coming for you, sir. You want to do all this dirty stuff to me? You tried to destroy me. You lied to me for over a year.
How could anybody try and destroy you? You're a fucking clown. You've been arrested a million times. You've got yourself all over the internet acting the damn fool. Like, what could he possibly do to destroy you? I think you've probably done a fine job of destroying yourself.
And you think I'm going to sit here while you have your friends destroy everything that this man is trying to do. He was going to talk about the Gabby
Oh, so now you're the boss of everything everybody else is trying to do. Betty's the boss of everything, guys. What's the deal with you and Seth and that other fucking clown? Your little, unholy trinity. What? Like, do y'all split the money? How does that work? Why are you rolling so hard for Seth Rogers? And I mean, when I would say rolling so hard, I mean I'm not talking about advocating for his child, because let's face it, you don't give a fuck about that kid, and you're not in this for that kid. You're in this for this. And, maybe he's in it for that too. I don't know. I don't know the man. I don't watch the man. I'm not impressed. But what is it that makes you think you've got some kind of fucking authority or jurisdiction over what other people do? You can't even fucking control yourself or take care of your life. You don't need to be worrying about what anybody else is doing. Why don't you worry about yourself, Bets? Get your own filthy house in order first.
Petito Foundation. All you did was hurt Joe in his advocacy for his daughter in such a ruthless and disgusting
first
manner.
name basis.
Threatening him.
Really? Says the woman who supposedly found Gabby Petito's water bottle in the, after the fucking cops, everyone from local to FBI were in the Myakkahatchee Nature Preserve, wherever that was. There was the park. There was where, I think there were 2 different locations. At any rate, this busted up bitch right here, Inspector Gadget, her and, Velma and Daphne, or Delilah, I mean, not Daphne. No, I meant Daphne. In the mystery van. Yeah. As every alphabet agency on the planet, from the sky to the ground, in every form of vehicle, drone, you name it, they had it. But Betty found a water bottle that must have belonged to Gabby that they just happened to miss. Fucking save it. Fucking stupid skank.
We have a no tolerance policy here, and
we have a no tolerance policy here. You are not allowed to challenge or defy Betty in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And if you do, bye. Blocked Island, here you come.
And I don't have somebody get that asshole out now.
Listen to her. Like, you can hear it. You can almost hear how certainly fast her heart must be pounding. You can hear it in her. Cat got your tongue, Bets? You little tongue tied.
Actually, I'll do it. We have a no tolerance policy here. I want everybody that needs to be hidden. Thank you.
Betty's the teacher, and this is no tolerance policy.
With this nonsense. Jay is
got it. You know what? I try and have a no tolerance for assholes and fucking stupid people in my life. Not my YouTube. I mean, come on. We all know this place is filled with that. No, my real life.
For justice, you need to keep your legs closed first and foremost.
What the fuck? You're a ditch pig. You are a ditch pig. I don't even know what that is. I just made that word up for you because I've used all the other words. What kind of a woman says this to another woman? And oh yes, nothing says professional, fill in the blank, because she's all the things. Nothing says professional, all the things, like as you're talking about a missing child, you're talking about someone else's child that was murdered, you're talking about a man who's certainly got direct line access or very close to a direct line access to real journalists, lawyers, etc. And let's not forget your client, Seth, who's the parent of a missing child. And all of a sudden now, you're going to tell another woman to close her legs. because that has, even if she were the biggest whore in the world, well, what exactly, first of all, what business is it of yours? And what place does it have when talking about something of the gravity? Not that Betty talks about anything of any gravity, but y'all know what I'm saying. This is why you're a fucking clown. You seriously, I shouldn't say never. To meet someone who has absolutely zero class or couth, well, not meet, thank God I've never met her, encounter. I mean, this is one of the reasons I always say things like, if Betty strolled into the Ritz-Carlton or Mar-a-Lago, let's use that, because she's claimed a few times she's been to Mar-a-Lago. Okay, well, maybe you were there parking cars or directing people to portalets. That's why I say things like that, because it's so obvious that you are a fucking poser. It's obvious to anybody who has any of the commodities that I just discussed that you have none of.
Secondly, you and your misfits need to stop
Wow, Betty
harassing
calling
Seth.
people misfits.
And as a matter of fact, he's already sent all these people cease and desist letters.
Well, perfect. It's his fight. Frankly, you're, much as I know you like to think you're a lawyer, you're not even a fucking prison lawyer. Even if you were in prison, and give it time, I can promise you, even death row inmates or those sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, nobody would want your legal help. Nobody.
I think it's time to start executing some lawsuits against these people that do that.
Honey, you can't execute the ones you've got going. You don't need more on your plate.
That want to just cause him harm for no other purpose than to show that they have the ability to cause this man harm.
No.
It's disgusting.
No,
Joe Petito
it's
did not deserve to be
disgusting.
treated like that. They didn't.
Betty, I'm sure Joe Petito is quite, in fact, I know he is quite capable of speaking for himself. And it probably would make him sick if he knew that his name was in your filthy mouth.
Tell them about what kind of people they were working with. They threatened to harm
Oh, you know
him
what you
and
could tell him? You could say, yeah, Joe, hey, remember me? I'm the one who was following you into court and trying to score an interview. You're so disgusting.
his foundation
I
in
get
order to get him to not show up. Let's be very clear on what these people did to Joe Petito.
Don't believe one word this idiot is saying. And like I said, I gotta stand up. I'm quite certain that we all know Joe Petito does not need any help from the likes of Bullskank Betty.
I know for a fact, Barbecue Lady, which we are going to start exposing her nastiness.
My God, Betty, how big is your plate? Like, what do you just have endless time in your life? It's like every day you're adding new people to your list of people you hate and or are going to sue.
Because she won't stop either. And she's obviously not going to stop until
Now
there's
we're crossing
bracelets around her wrist.
That's Betty influencing people and winning friends everywhere she goes.
When I hear she's already committed a few felonies in the process of doing this.
Oh, well, I hope you have proof of that.
I hope whoever she committed those felonies against, I hope that they are taking legal action against her. I also found out that she was catering.
Oh, there goes one of Betty's tells. Stop rolling your eyes like that. I mean, they're already like, you've already got these fucking buggy eyes. You don't do your appearance any favors by doing that.
A party and making
party?
food while cats
Betty,
were crawling all over her countertop.
bitch, you better slow your roll because we've seen your kitchen. You don't have a fucking square inch of space anywhere in your kitchen. So much so that she had to do something I've never in my life seen before. Put a fucking plastic janky ass paper towel dispenser on the front door of her refrigerator. I have never seen that before. Betty, in the past, when you've shown your living room, I thought you were sitting in a fucking storage locker at, you store it. So I'd be real careful here. You don't exactly look like the picture of hygiene and order yourself.
In a very unsanitary work environment. And she fed people that food.
Was the meat expired and gray? That's what I want to know. Pick your
That is
poison.
disgusting.
Pick your poison. Do you want cat hair or E. coli? Which one? Or do you want E. coli rolled and deep fried in cat hair?
To me.
Betty's probably
That is
got
absolutely
all the hair that must come out of her head when she washes that mess. She's probably got some dried tumbleweeds laying around her house.
absolutely, utterly disgusting to me.
Oh,
but you know what? In good fashion, the show is going to go on. I can tell.
There you go. There you go. That should tell you a lot about her. The show is going to go on. All of this is nothing more. All of these people and these cases that she proclaims to care about. She does not give one single fuck about any of these people. Everything with her is a means to an end. And that end is a pot of super chats at the end of the rainbow. Even that Lucky Charms leprechaun is better dressed than you, Betty.
Tell you that there is going to be, it sounds like we're going to be going through some stuff that you guys haven't seen, such as
I'll be on
Sebastian Rogers' day at SeaWorld.
Who the fuck? Oh, God. Yeah. Just exploit him a little more, right? I mean, I don't know. I don't need to see Sebastian Rogers at SeaWorld, but, I guess his father has the right to exploit his child's I don't even know what to call it. Memories as he sees fit.
For this horrible father that hates his son,
See her eyes straight up.
that just deserves all of this nonsense from
Nonsense. Could you fucking find a better word, please? Could you get a big girl grown up word, an educated person's word, besides nonsense and shenanigans? She fucking put the word shenanigans in a legal document. Oh, you are such an idiot.
these idiots on YouTube. You know what, Jay is
Like
for
you?
justice? I hope you get
back
your
To
laugh,
Jay.
but I also hope you get some divorce papers soon because you're rightfully deserving. How many more men are you sleeping?
Who the fuck are you to say she's deserving of divorce? And I don't know, her husband was sitting next to her when she gave you a very, unlike yourself, she gave a very dignified clap back. And I don't know, they sounded like they're just fine to me. Just because no man wants to marry you.
With behind your husband's back. I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, was Jonathan the only one? How many more were there? How many more were there, Jay? How many times did you?
I don't care if she is the fucking whore of Babylon. It is none of your business and has nothing to do with anything. How do you not get this? How do you not see why you so naturally and quite deservedly come by the the fucking vile reputation that you have. You're a ditch pig. You're a gutter snipe. There is no low that you won't go to. And for people who are not that, I saw you coming 100 miles out. You are a uneducated idiot who wants to hold herself out as being the smartest one in the room. You have zero class. You have no etiquette, no couth, no manners, no nothing. And you act like you are in some position to sit upon high and pass judgment on everybody else. Like I said, worry about your own fucking dumpster fire of a life before worrying about anybody else's and what they're doing. And this is such a, I mean, even for her, this is such a low blow. And I don't know Jay is for justice from a fucking hole in the wall, except for when I used to listen to her periodically back in the day. And I have never heard her behave in any way that remotely resembles just the vile shit that is spewing out of your filthy mouth.
Smile in my
you
face.
Are a pig.
Young lady.
Okay, old bitch. How about that? Old fucking road hard, put up wet, weathered, busted up looking bitch. How about that?
I'm just curious. You are disgusting.
You are too.
Human. I mean, just a hollow piece of shit of a.
This should tell you, this should give you a little peek into her psyche and should tell you just how fucking bitter she is. And honey, that lies with you. That's got nothing to do with anybody else. You appear to be really fucking broken inside.
Woman.
And that's
you have no
pretty
care
sad.
for your own children, let alone anybody else's.
Oh, and now she's going to bring kid into it. Her fucking children are adults and have been for quite some time.
Why did you leave your children behind?
Oh my God. But you notice she doesn't talk about that. If I hadn't listened to the clapback from Jay is for Justice, based on the way she is speaking, I would assume, and trust me, that's exactly what she wants. I would assume that we were talking about, 5, 6, 12 years old. They're grown adults.
Okay. Does the whole world know that when you left your children?
You truly, you're just vile and disgusting. You are depraved. That's a really good word for you. You're depraved. You behave as if you are depraved.
Is that just Betty must have this wrong, right?
Probably.
You left your kids.
You have most things wrong. It's none of your fucking business. Even if she did. Let me explain something to you here. And you wouldn't understand it because thank God you weren't blessed with children. They say God always knows what he's doing. Boy, that certainly lends credence to that argument. Betty, you would have no concept of this because you are one of the most self-centered, fucking narcissistic people probably on this platform. Oftentimes, well, I shouldn't say oftentimes, but many times there are mothers who are not in a position to take care of their children, either for their physical needs or for their mental needs. And the most unselfish of those women, when they find themselves in that position for whatever reason, well, they either reach out to the children's father if he's around, or another capable, healthy adult who loves those children and let them take over where she's falling down. So even if what you were saying is true, and it's not, you fucking ditch pig, it's none of our business.
For a man. And then you cheated on that man.
Again, I don't care if she's the whore of Babylon. It's none of your business. It's funny, you know, I've never seen like, oh, one of Betty's favorite people, Ashley Banfield. Because yes, Betty is even jealous of national broadcasters. Because, you know, that's really normal. I've never seen Ashley Banfield sit up on her show and start going off on a fucking tirade about, I don't know, Paula Zahn and her marriage. And this, Betty, this is why you have a well-deserved reputation of being a white trash clown.
And you want to come up here and have a
Better
laugh
breathing all
on
heavy.
Seth, a father that's missing his child, when you left yours?
Well, you don't have any, and thank God never have. So what's your fucking standing? Where do you think you like? Who are you to sit in judgment of another mother when you are not a mother?
Keep going, boo-boo.
Stop making that face. You're unattractive enough. You don't need to make it worse. That, like that right there.
Keep going. And you guys are happy that you hurt not only, like you don't even care who you hurt anymore. You guys hurt.
Well, that sounds like somebody else I know.
Joe Petito.
Oh God, got to get him in
Where
there
every
again.
single one of you assholes got your name. You guys make me sick. Absolutely.
Sweetie, let me tell you something. She didn't get her name off of Joe Petito. I remember years ago listening to her, Critical K, several others that aren't even coming to mind at this point. And you know what it was? Chris Watts, pumpkin. So you're, as usual, you are late and wrong.
Utterly sick.
That's kind of what you make me feel. Oh, thank God that's over. Wasn't that fun? She is so disgusting. Honestly, she really is. She is vile as hell. Hello, Charlie. Welcome. Y'all, I'm trying to scroll down to the bottom of the chat. Okay. I think I'm there and then it refreshes. Hello to anybody who came in while I was over in the other window. And to anyone who's never been here before, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Damn, I'm still scrolling. God, she makes my head hurt. Honest to God, she does. Oh. But I do have to thank you, Betty, because I tell you what, it's always guaranteed that if I'm going to drag you, you know, I'm not a world famous YouTuber like you. So, you know, 183 people, that's a lot of people for me in the chat. And thank you so much, Betty. I just, you know, you should serve some useful purpose. So I'll take it. And if I can. Hey, Jules, how are you? I was just listening to you yesterday about it. Well, you know what it was about. I'm not opening that can of worms. I can only take one dirt bag at a time. Oh God, JW, you need to go back and rewind. I've already discussed foundation garments with Betty multiple times in this live stream. And yes, I concur. And yeah, that is my professional opinion. Well, she is the head of the dirt bags. So yeah. Oh God. Well, Hey, little Irish girl. I mean, seriously, that's what I'm saying. I really like what would be the benefit to Mr. Petito, who, by the way, eh, held up with such grace under. Can you imagine? First, you don't know where your daughter is. Then you know that your daughter is never coming home, and you know that her scumbag boyfriend and his scumbag parents are all likely in on it. And let's not forget the scumbag lawyer. Who, by the way, Betty named in her 497th try at suing Queen Bee. So you've held up with absolute grace through that entire just horrific. I couldn't even imagine. I wouldn't have. No, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So through all that, and you take, I mean, you talk about life gives you lemons, make lemonade. You couldn't have gotten handed a more tragic bushel of lemons. I don't do lemons come in bushels. I don't know. They do in my grocery store. And you decide to help other people. That's where you're going to focus. And I have no doubt they have helped countless women and their families. But you wake up one morning and decide, who needs that? Bullhorn Betty wants to interview me. I get a grip, bitch. It's like, she's just so vile. Oh, and since we're talking about Petito, I remember in the days of good old JB Buno. Hey, JB. Betty being in the chat. And I don't even know how whoever caught this. I don't know how they caught it. It's amazing because that chat was flying. And she said, and Burnt Toast found it for me. So, bitch, don't cry. Oh, that didn't happen. She's lying. Oh, bullshit. And Burnt Toast was able to find it. She said, people were discussing what they thought about this, that, the other, like everybody does. But Betty, even in a chat of, oh my God, there was probably a few thousand people in there easily. She said, hey guys, I know what I'm talking about because I went to law school. Come again? Yeah, she went to law school at a finance company. And for the pleasure of financing your education in the hallowed halls of their institution at probably 23% interest, we will give you a degree. Of course, nobody's going to accept your fucking degree except the other shitty schools like that. I mean, she's just such a liar. I don't know. I hate a poser. Like it gets under my skin. And if she wasn't so mean and nasty and hateful, it would be more comical. But I'm glad we did the first video first. Let's see if I have another one that'll give us some comic relief. Although I'm starting to get a bed sore from sitting in this chair. So I'm probably, let's see, how long have I been on? Oh, 2.5 hours. Let me see. I think I had one more that was shorter. Here's Betty in a different outfit talking J is for Justice. I don't want to keep bringing her in this. Do y'all want to hear the clap back? Oh, it's pretty long. Shit, oh, wait a minute. Do we get to watch Betty? Yeah, I feel bad for Jay. Even though, like I said, she handled it with a lot more grace than I would have. But I just don't. Who does that? I do not know who thinks they have the right to talk about people like this. And I believe Jay when she says she's never met her. Man, JLR must really be working with something. Because he has clearly driven this one. Listen, she's already around the bend. She took another turn around the bend after him. I mean, because she has God, if I was single, oh Jesus, I think I would have to have a little fun and I would have to tell her that, you know, maybe I met JLR at Chili. No, he's not my type. Hi, Bernadette. Yes, I heard her. I heard her say that. And like I said, back in the Chris Watts days, and Jules, that's when I listened to you a lot back then. Especially in the Summer Wells days. I mean, I wouldn't even say that shit about Betty. It's just, even if somebody said, hey, you want to know all her dirt? I mean, she has absolutely zero scruples. None. Zip, zilch, nada. And what sucks is it seems to be working for her. I mean, that's what I find the most frustrating about people like her is that you've got the other people who work hard. They do things the right way. They're not fucking prolific. Well, it's like, can you call somebody a prolific criminal if they haven't been convicted? I don't know. How about I just say a prolific arrestee? Yeah. And truly, I mean, I'm already afraid for the fate of humanity based on everything going on in the world. But to see someone like her have people actually want to follow her and cheer her on, that terrifies me even more. Bob, where are you going? Poor Bob. He's like, Mom, I've been in here twice. Purple Haze, I swear to you, go look. Go find. Do I still have it? I still have it. Remind me. I will show it to you guys again. For anyone who hasn't seen it, I've never seen that in my life. A paper towel holder on the refrigerator door. Y'all, hold on a minute. I hear a cat meowing somewhere. Hi, cat boy. Hi, what are you doing? I'm sorry. I know you're pissed. I told you not to go out there when I was getting ready to go live. Oh, the big fat cat. He was outside. He's got water out there, but oh God, Bob, stop. Bob just did that to the cat. The cat's like, bitch, I got more teeth than you do. Whoopi, come here. Whoopi was just telling me the other day how much he misses the days of the videos. That cat, when I would come in here and turn the light on, anybody who's ever seen the little videos I used to do, I would do them before I went live. That was when I had a lot more patience. And I would get ready, a lot earlier than I thought I would. Oh, whatever that was on the microphone I just broke. But when I would come in here and turn the light on and sit in the chair, Fat Boy would come in and he liked being on camera. So my shoes he really likes. He likes to rub his face on heels. He's got a foot fetish. Like, look, bitch, there's only one of us in this house that's going to have a foot thing, okay? That's me. You can't even wear shoes. When you can wear shoes, then you can get in on the foot action. But until then, Whoopi. When Bob used to be in a full show coat, because Bijans have afros. They truly do. Their hair is really, really tightly curly. But what makes them have that big old puffy look is you have to blow it out with a blow dryer. And I don't know. I mean, I've done it with a brush, but I used to keep him in what they call the show coat. So he was full poof. And, to do that, they have to go to the groomer a lot. And one day my husband said, honey, there's only one of you who is going to continue getting their hair done every 3 weeks. You can decide whether it's going to be you or the dog. I'm like, Bob, sorry about your luck. You've always looked good in curly hair. Right, Bob? I know. He's like, bitch, would you please just take me out? I do need to take him out. He's been in here like 3 times. Kim Holmes, this is correct. She is jealous of everyone. Which, I mean, I'm not a shrink. There might be one here in the chat who can confirm. We're not on Betty, just on hypothetical person. People who are wildly insecure, they tend to do that. They tend to hate everybody. Hi, Voodoo Doll. Yeah. You're not alone. You are not alone. And I do believe there's a support group every morning at 10 o'clock for that. Oh, that's one of the funnier things I've ever seen. How Savage calls her morning lives a Betty support group. Oh, yes, Betty. Betty has definitely inspired probably more than one need for a support group. Hi, Beth. Chopper. How are you? Well, that Chopper kind of looks like Whoopi. Although Whoopi's all orange, but Chopper looks rather rotund. Kind of like Whoopi. You'd be surprised though how fat can run when he hears the food bowl. That cat, Maine Coons are very vocal. They like to talk. And this morning, and all 3 of my cats are wound up in the morning. They're all, but this morning, it was like 7:45, and my husband, we were still laying in bed. My husband said, Whoopi's out there freaking out. I said, I know, I hear him. He was out in the kitchen. Oh, Maine Coons, I can't do it. They have a way of, it's like they're talking. So we have the same routine every morning, and God forbid I deviate from that routine. They lose their shit. Like, animals are just like us. They like things like they like them, like they always are. So I do what I always do. The dog goes first, and then they all like to go out on my screen porch. So after I bring the dog in, I open up the screen door. And, it's, oh my God, y'all, the humidity's so bad here right now. My house at night, I put both air conditioners, both units on 70. And then, of course, many mornings I get up and my husband because he usually comes in after me. He's always sets them to at least 72. Sometimes on this side of the house, he'll set it at 73. But you can't leave the door open for not a minute, because you just start air conditioning the outside and the heat gets in. So I shut the door. And when I went to do the food, I came back around, and Whoopi, he was, for as fat as he is, he can run. And his little belly, it just goes just like this as he runs. His belly gets there just a few seconds after he does. But hey, Anissa, how are you? Oh, God. And not to put Anissa on blast, but sorry, girl, I'm going to. For the benefit of anybody who may not know, Anissa used to be Betty's top mod. Anissa knows where all the bodies are buried. And I have tried to get her to tell me. She's never done so. But that doesn't mean I will, stop trying. I'm kidding. I wouldn't put Anissa in that position. Well, I'm lying. I may have asked her at least once, but I wouldn't put her in a even if she did give me some real good dirt. I wouldn't be able to say anything because I would have had to have, I'd have had to do a Betty. That was so weird. Okay, Jules, maybe you can weigh in on this. I don't know how long you've been listening, but during the first video that I was reviewing, well, Betty, apropos of nothing. Hey, Caribbean, how you doing? She raises her hand like this, and she's proselytizing. And I was like, wow, that looks kind of Freudian to me. Like is that your way of saying I'm lying my ass off? I swear, although I'm sure Betty's had to utter those words more than most of us. Let's face it. Hi, Janelle. How are you? Welcome. OCD cat. Yeah, he is. He is he's a creature of habit. That is faux show. All right, y'all. I really do need to take the dog out. Now he's just assumed the position of submission and he's lying down. You gonna be all right? Poor Bob. And it looks like we're gonna get rain. So today's Monday. Do y'all want to listen to just a few minutes? We can listen to a few minutes of Jay. And I have to say, I mean it. I listened to it yesterday. I listened to this whole thing. And I really was. Kudos to her because she really did handle this. I would like to think that I would be this classy about it. But I don't know that I could have been. So kudos to her.
Welcome in, Bullhorn Betty. I know you're watching tonight. Welcome in. Welcome in.
That.
My husband said Bullhorn Butch, I think, is his nickname for her now. And I want to kind of just talk you guys through it from my point of view, from my perspective, on what I've dealt with over the past, I would say, since Gabby Petito. So that would be 2021 that this woman has done.
Not long.
But yeah, I mean, it's really disturbing. Is she suing me yet? No. But yeah, I mean, it's really disturbing.
Minutes.
So, as a viewer,
actually, I think Jay, I mean, truth be told, if Betty can't prove all those allegations, and I'm sure she cannot, that is Betty. Betty, you know what's funny? While you have no fucking idea how to sue someone for defamation and do not know the elements and the fact pattern you have to prove when it comes to your own absurd bullshit lawsuits, you are quite skilled at perpetrating defamation on other people. So how bizarre is that?
or you come over here and you find these cool creators that are, doing different stuff, and you have all these choices, and you get wound up into this community that, we're in.
I like to
you get wound up in this
community as the septic tank drain field of YouTube, of the YouTube house. Yes, we are firmly residing in the septic tank drain field of the YouTube collective house.
shit, and here we are. And as a viewer, you've got to say, what the fuck? What in the fuck am I watching?
Who is this? Let me see who this is. Is this Clipper? Kodo. Okay. Kodo, I put your link in the chat earlier. But this is courtesy of Chronicles of the
watching a woman who says, she's an advocate for the missing, and she blurts out all of this mumbo jumbo that makes her think she sounds like she knows what she's talking about
have
when she really doesn't. But as a viewer, you don't know her. You don't know me. So I'm here to clear the air. But this woman needs to be stopped, and it needs to be set straight. So Betty, shall we get into it? Are you ready?
No, she's not ready. She's never ready. She's a bitch.
That's her, by the way, as if that isn't fitting. And I'm not getting rid of it. Sue me for it. Sue me for your meow, hiss, soundbite. Do it. And while you're at it, my husband would love to see the receipts of you contacting him. He's actually sitting right over here. So he's waiting for that. So is there any other lies you'd like to tell
Oh,
to the people that you call your viewers,
I'm
your
sure
audience, your
plenty.
fans? Just saying. Let's get into the video, y'all.
how fucking weird. Like, put a fork in me, I'm done in the realm of reality the day I call people who even listen for 5 minutes. I just like to talk. Like, I'm not here for any other reason. The day I call people fans, yeah, no.
And let me just tell you something. If this bitch had any receipts that had to do with my husband, she would have been blasting them
Yes.
like no
she
other
would.
scene, like blasting them brighter than her high vis fucking vest. They would have been blasted. She probably would have contacted
The
Elon
best.
Musk and asked him to Starlink them so the world could see.
He just said, bitch, I don't fuck with stupid people. Call somebody else.
What Bullhorn Betty has proven, that Jay is for justice is a cheater. I don't know, barbecue lady.
She's proven that she's bitter, jealous, and hateful of every female on this platform.
Lady from Adam. I gave her a chance. She skeeved me out, barbecue. I know you said you were going to listen. I'm sorry. I have to be honest.
Find out
You
who this
skeeved me.
barbecue lady
When you
is.
told me you made a truce with Tony, you skeeved me. You went from getting along with Tony to fucking being against him to having a truce. Now you're against him again. I don't trust it. I don't fucking trust it. Now you're getting in here. You're getting on all.
It's hard to believe that she is a grandmother. Truly. She's very young looking. Betty, it almost looks like she could be your grandmother, actually. And I'm only partially kidding.
All these panels. I don't trust it, barbecue. This ain't TikTok. And the last time that I heard
it
from
makes
you,
me glad I've never.
you told me you
like,
had a truce
gotten
with
into
Tony
TikTok.
and that he had information that could ruin my marriage. And I'd like to know why. Because that was never explained to me. Here we again with Team Tony and Team Seth and their fucked up bullshit of baiting Jay is for justice. Well, guess what, bitches? Your line's empty because I don't buy your shit. You're now peppering barbecue lady into this, right? So my theory is this could be a fake feud, if you will. I'm not saying it is.
No.
This is my thoughts.
I
She's
can't
peppering her
believe
name now in,
anybody
right?
would do
Barbecue lady.
that.
No one knows who the fuck she is. Well, guess what?
All right, you know what, you guys?
I think this is all contrived. Do you want to know?
This is well worth the listen. So I would encourage you, go to Kodo and oh yeah, anybody who's got a channel in here, y'all can put your link down. Go listen because honestly, it's well worth. I just need to take the dog out and I've been on here long enough. But it is well worth the listen. And Jay goes through all of it. And you will see the very sharp contrast between someone who acts like a well, I don't mean to say, I don't know what Jay considers herself. If she considers herself a professional, a journalist, because I think she does more than just live streams. But what I was going to say is someone who's semi-professional. So let me say someone who behaves as they are at least semi-professional and a fucking clown who will do anything for attention, being Betty. Go listen to it. I highly recommend it because she goes point by point of all Betty's bullshit and lies. And, I think if I'd started this earlier, I'd go through the whole thing. But I would rather you go give Kodo the view because she put it together. So I don't need to play 20 minutes of her video. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me. And Betty, thanks. Thanks for always giving me, for me, good numbers. It's funny. People seem to take an enjoyment out of hearing me drag you. Oh, it's my pleasure. I don't think I have a whole lot going on this week, outside of the immediate area. Oh, I do need to go run some errands tomorrow. I got my pictures. I need to get those framed, and yeah, I'll need a full day of like, oh, thank you, Kathy. I think it's nice to be back. It's always good to see you guys, and I love to. Oh, Janelle, hold on a minute. I still have the window open, so I'll put the link back in the chat. This video that we were watching, and at least one that we watched earlier, is from Kodo. It's just an acronym for Chronicles of the Oblivious. And here's her channel. I just put it down again. And it's in the chat earlier in the stream too. I'll need a full day to recover from Betty. I don't want to see or hear anything that has to do with that dirtbag. Oh, for at least a day. Well, preferably for the rest of my days, but I'm sure I'm not going to get that lucky. So. Wait, Kathy, did I say it wrong? Chronicles, not the Oblivious. I thought it was Chronicles of the Oblivious. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Kodo? See, I'm reading and I don't know what you all are talking about. So, of course, I'm screwing it up. Pay no attention to me. Links in the chat. All right, y'all. Thank you, mods. I appreciate you. And thank you to everybody who came and hung out. I can't even talk. Now I sound like Betty. See, too much time around stupid people. I feel like I lose a few IQ points every time I have to talk about her. But that's okay. I still have far in excess of what she has. So I'll try and compensate for the lost points some other way. I'll be back maybe middle or as a matter of fact, Thursday. Me and JP have something coming for you on Thursday. I think it'll be fun. There will be a thumbnail going up. I don't know which channel we're doing it on. It doesn't even matter. But when we figure that out, one of us will do a thumbnail. It'll be, I do know the time though. It's going to be this Thursday at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. All right. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you hopefully on Thursday, possibly before, but it's doubtful. All right, kids, have a great day. Bye, pussycats.